Feel free to mute yourselves. Okay, so does it show me now as on the big screen instead of in the little boxes? Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, so welcome to Charting 101. So this is like our first in-depth charting video that we're gonna do. So hopefully it'll be helpful, and I'm gonna actually use some of your guys' specific charts and we can go through them together as examples. So put my phone down. So we're going to go through everything from executive to diamond. And then if you have questions, go ahead and ask them as we're going through it, if it pertains to what we're going through. If it's just a question that pops into your head, you can go ahead and question or ask it in the chat, and then we will do a frequently asked questions after that. And if we have time, we're going to go over the different pay levels and compensation plan basics. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over a couple of definitions. So the first one is Fast Start Qualified. So this is your first goal when you become a distributor with It Works. You want to get Fast Start Qualified. So to be Fast Start Qualified, you need to get 2 loyal customers. So make sure you guys are taking notes. That way you can review this stuff with your downline, or just in case it's something that you want to remind yourself of. And if you don't have your charts printed out, like I have a couple different charting examples, you can draw them out too. So Fast Start Qualification is your first goal. It's 2 loyal customers under you. And that, as long as you have an 80 BV auto shipment set up, or you have 150 in sales, that makes you eligible for $100 weekly Fast Start bonuses. So that's your first goal, is 2 customers. And then your second goal is to get your second 2 customers, because that's the first step of the steps to success. And right now that gives you the shopping spree, which may or may not stay past August. We're not sure yet. Okay, so that's the first thing. So now I'm going to go over the BVs with you. I don't know why when I started this was super confusing to me. So I know we've reviewed it a bunch of times already, but I'm just going to go over it one more time on this one in case anybody new hops on. But basically, bonus volume stands for how much your products are worth, point-wise. They have a point value. So in the US, most of our products are dollar for dollar. Some aren't, but most are. And then in Canada, they're really different because of the conversion rate for the money that they have versus the money that we have. But just for an example, for US, wraps are $59 and they're 54 BV, so they're worth 54 points. And then in Canada, wraps are $83 and they're worth 54 points. We have products that are exactly the same. Fat fighters are $25 and 25 points. So it just kind of depends. And where you can find that information is in your eSuite under orders. Once you click on each of the information, it'll tell you what the BV is worth for that. PBV is your personal bonus volume. PBV is anything that you personally buy and anything that your customers directly under you buy. So not customers that you transfer to other distributors, but just the 4 or 5 customers, whatever you have on your very top line. That's PBV. And PBV becomes important when we talk about being commission qualified, which we will do that in a second. And then GBV, so many BVs. GBV is group volume, which is your entire downline, including your orders. So it's you, your personal orders, any of the customers under you, and then all of the distributors and their customers under you. So group volume is what we are going to spend most of our time talking about today, because the goal is for all of your distributors under you to have 400 in group volume by the end of the month. And I'm actually trying to think of a good contest to do that involves 400 boxes. So that's kind of something I really want everybody to understand, is the difference between the volumes. Because you don't personally have to have 400 in sales every month, but your teammates have to have 400 in sales per month, and the people underneath you. So more to come on the contest. I don't know what I'm going to do on that yet. So back to being commission qualified, or actually let's do qualified leg. So I've had a lot of people ask me what a qualified leg is. So basically a qualified leg is a distributor anywhere on your chart that has 400 GBV. They don't have to be commission qualified. They just have to have 400 GBV. So that is a qualified leg. So when we talk about when you go executive, you need 2 qualified legs. That just means 2 distributors under you that have 400 BV in sales. So that's what a qualified leg is. And then when we talk about, well, I gotta turn my phone over because people keep messaging me. So that's what a qualified leg is. So we want to make sure everybody focuses on the GBV. So commission qualified, we are commission qualified 2 different ways. You can either run an 80 BV auto ship, so a box of wraps and some greens, or any products that equal 80 BV, like Skinny Pack for us is 80, something like that. We recommend running an auto ship, and oh, that's okay, Lisa, no problem. We recommend running an auto ship for a couple of reasons. It actually used to be required. So anybody that joined the team knew ahead of time that they had to run an auto shipment. They changed it a couple years ago. I'm not sure why, but now you have the option of either running an 80 BV auto shipment or having 150 in sales. The reason why I like the 80 BV auto shipment, there's a couple reasons. I feel like it's essential to be a product of the product. If you haven't tried the products and you can't speak to the products and show that you use them, you're not going to be very successful with the business. Like, you can read up on them, but unless you're giving personal testimony to your friends and family, like if you're trying to sell wraps and your friends and family are like, well, how did you like them? Did you try them? And you're like, no, but give me your money because I want to make the sale. Like, you have to try the products. And then once you show the products work, that's where your customer base and your distributor base will really start picking up. So super important. The 150 PBV came out a little bit ago, and basically what that is if you have 150 in personal sales in volume under you, you're considered commission qualified. So the reason why I don't like that option is because I personally would never leave my commission check to chance. So let's say you have 154 PBV on the last day of the month, and you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm commission qualified, blah, blah, blah. Well, later that night, or even the next day, it could even be a new month. One of your customers decides to return their wraps. Well, you just dropped from 154 PBV to 100, and you won't make commission that month. They will not give you commission if somebody returns something. So I personally would never leave my commission check to chance. So I recommend, if you can, run it. If you can't, make sure your customers are not going to return anything and be well over the 150, because you don't want to work hard all month and then not get paid. The other reason why I don't like the 150 is once you begin building your team, you don't keep loyal customers under you anymore. Anytime you sign a loyal customer, you're going to transfer it to a distributor under you once you have your first 4. So once you start building a team, you will never have 150 PBV unless you keep customers. But you don't want to keep customers because you want to help your team build, and you want to make fast start bonuses. So every time that you get a distributor and they get 2 customers, you get $100. So my goal every time that I sign a distributor, the same day or within a couple of days, is to sign 2 customers and put them under that distributor, because then I get $100. But if you're not commission qualified, you don't get paid that. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. So you have to figure out what's best for you and what's best for your family. But just know that once you start making a good amount of money with this business monthly, you are going to want to turn your auto shipments on and keep them on, because you don't want to risk losing all that money. So those are 2 things to keep in mind when it comes to being commission qualified. So, and even if you wanted to get fast start qualified, even if you signed up your first 2 customers in your first day, you're not considered fast start qualified unless you have an auto shipment set up that runs, or 150 in sales. So you may sign distributors who sign customers, but if you're not fast start qualified, you're not going to make money off of them. So I hope that makes sense between the 150 and the 80 and why you can do either or. But honestly, the best thing to do would be to have wrap parties and make wrap cash, and use your wrap cash to run your auto ship for more products, to do more parties, to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to reinvest at some point in the beginning in order to get a return on your investment. So a good way to do it would be to do wrap cash or to sell, you know, the products at your parties and stuff. So does anybody have questions on that so far? Oh, looks like we got a lot more people. Oh, we have 13. Perfect. Let me look at the chat. Okay. No questions so far? Okay, I know we've reviewed that a couple times, but if it comes up again, we can go over that. Okay, so let's start with charting. So we're gonna start with the executive chart. So this is our executive chart here. Oops, I apologize, it's laminated. There you go. So this is you on the top line here, and then anybody that's directly, oh, there we go. Maybe like that. Anybody that's directly underneath you is considered your top line distributor. So your first goal with the business is you're following the steps to success, right? So steps to success are 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. So let's just say you have your 4 loyal customers and then you get distributor 1 and distributor 2. What you want to do is you want to teach distributor 1 and distributor 2 the same thing. You want to teach them first to get fast start qualified, turning on their auto shipment and getting 2 customers, and then second to get their 4 customers. So let's say I wrote an example out, so I'm going to kind of go over it with you guys. So let's say we have a distributor. Let me see on my next slide. Can you see it that way? It's I wrote kind of small on it, but let's say you have a distributor named Sam. Sam signed Jackie and Sarah. So the goal is for Jackie and Sarah to hit 400 GBV in order for Sam to promote to executive. So I have Jackie. Let's say Jackie is a rock star. Okay, so she signs up, she sets up her auto shipment for 108 BV. And then she has LC1 for 54. LC2, let's say they signed up for skinny pack. 3 signed up for 108 BV, and then 4 signed up for 54. So you add all of these up, plus her auto shipment, and that equals 404. So she would be marked off. She would be a qualified leg. Let's say Sarah sets up her auto shipment, but her 4 customers are all hair, skin, and nail customers. That's not going to equal 400. So that equals, if she ran an 80 BV auto shipment and she had 4 people get hair, skin, and nails, she would only be at 212 GBV. So she would still be short 188. So even though she has her 4 loyal customers, she's not at 400. So having 4 loyal customers doesn't mean anything. It just means that you're qualified for bonuses and you can get the shopping spree right now. At the end of the day, everybody has to have 400. So let's say Sarah's at 212. She already signed her 4, so we move into step 2 of steps to success, which is to teach her to sign 3 distributors, and then those 3 distributors sign 4 customers. So everything compresses up. So let's say Sarah signs distributor 2. So she needs, what does she need, 108. Let's say she signs her first distributor up, and her distributor sells 2 boxes of wraps. That's 108 BV. So this distributor's 108 BV plus Sarah's 212 would make her a 400 box. So then it would cross it off. So everything pushes up. So that's why it's important to do, to keep teaching people 4 and 3, 4 and 3. So let me see. Oh, so here we go. So when you start at the very beginning of the month, this is what you want to print out. This is your steps to success. And if you follow this every single month, you will go diamond quickly. So every month your goal, you personally should always have a goal of 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors at least. If you can fill this out multiple times in a month, that's amazing. And then once you get yours done, you teach your 3 distributors to do step 1 and step 2. The more people that run an auto shipment in your downline, the quicker you'll promote, because that's 80 BV, 80 BV, 80 BV, 80 BV, all that goes up. So you want to have as many people as you can run their auto shipments. If not, they're just going to have to work a little bit harder, and it's going to take a little bit longer. So I want to know if this example makes sense to you guys, and I can only see like a handful. Like, any questions on this one? You can feel free to unmute yourselves. I can only see 4 people. Okay, Ryan says good. Mary Grace, let's see. Let me unmute you. Oh, you're good, Mary Grace. What's your question?
Okay, so with me, I have 4 underneath me, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we're using the executive as an example. So if, let's say, for example, only one is running,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, just one is running, but yet, who is that? Jackie. Who do you have there as your example? Let's say Jackie isn't running. So what happens there?
Like, isn't running her auto shipment or isn't working the business?
Isn't working the business. So does that mean I would have to replace her with somebody else? I'd have to find another distributor to work? Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. So if you're just starting and you only have like your 4, like you have more, so yours is different, so I'll tell you both ways. But let's just say you're just starting out. If Jackie decides that she's not going to do anything, so let's say we have, hold on, let me do this. Jackie. So let's say you signed your 3, right? Or 4, whatever you want to say. So you have Jackie and you have Sarah. You can switch these boxes around. So Jackie decides she's not going to work the business. You're not going to do anything with Jackie. Just get rid of her. You know, you're going to have to replace her. So Cindy can take that spot. So you could either replace her with another distributor, or you can just bump somebody over. If Jackie has distributors under her that are working the business, they just bump up to her spot.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So then my distributor that I recently added, I should have just kept it. I should have just kept her under me then. Is that what you're saying? Rather than putting them underneath the one that's actually working.
Yeah, but at that point you can't really tell. You know what I mean? Like when they everybody started, we didn't really know who was going to work and who wasn't. And when we mass brought on all those people, it kind of made things a little bit harder. But if you're building slower, like you're building, 3 40 teas a month, it's a lot easier to see where to put them versus bringing on 12. So with the 12, it's kind of like you have to kind of wait until it shakes out and see what's going to happen. And the only way that yours, the one that's running, would bump up is if the 2 people over her quit, which, Aaron won't because that's your husband. But let's just say if he did, then she would bump up all the way to your top line.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so let me see.
Or you also have the choice of like if just say it's near the end of the month and they're not working, you can personally fill them to that $400 so that you can promote that month.
Wait, let me say that again. I'm gonna put you on here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so basically just say that it's like close to the end of the month, or you only have 2 weeks left and you don't have a distributor to fill that one that's not working with. You can personally fill that distributor. Like you can put the volume underneath them so that you can promote that month. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like if you personally wanted to put a sale in, you could just to bump up.
Or like putting your LCs under them as well, right? To make it a $400 until next month, and then put a new DT underneath them so that you can raise that box for you.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so as long as they haven't outright canceled, you can still stack underneath them. If they have outright canceled, this is confusing. Ryan and I ran into this with hers, and it actually worked out. But if you have a distributor underneath you directly that does cancel, but they already have distributors underneath them that are working, that volume still bumps up, and you can still count that in a canceled box. So, like, let's say Jackie quits, right? Jackie decides that she's going to quit. Well, Jackie has 2 distributors under her before she cancels. Jackie still counts as a 400 box for you. So you can still build her. You can still put customers and distributors under her. You don't necessarily want to, but if you're running into like a promotional type thing, and you need a 400 box, like canceled boxes can still count, and that's a new thing. So we'll go over that probably in a little bit more depth. So,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So any questions about executive? Pretty straightforward. So if you're a new distributor, your first goal after you get your first 4 customers is to get 2 distributors. And then you want to start teaching them to get 4 customers and 3 distributors. The reason why there's only 2 boxes on this chart is because you're only getting paid on 2 levels when you're an executive. So even though you can add people to make that volume go up to 400, you'll only get paid on anything under you and this top line, their personal orders. So that's why you want to keep moving up. If you keep building your team, but you're staying at executive level, you're not going to get paid on anybody outside of your first 3 levels. So I don't think there's any questions on executive. Everybody good? Okay. So then the next promotion is Ruby. So most people skip executive and go straight to Ruby if they're following the steps to success, and that's because Ruby is 3 distributors, and then one of your 3 has 2 underneath them. So your executive can be this box, it can be this box, it can be that box. You can have an executive under each box. It doesn't really matter. Just one of these 3 has to go executive. So one of those 3 has to have 400 GBV and 400 GBV. That automatically makes this person 800 GBV because these 2 boxes bump up to this one. The most important thing about your leg heads, so executives, rubies, emeralds, when you start building, these people have to be commission qualified or they don't count for anything on your chart except for a 400 box. So this person could be executive. They have 400, 400, and whatever, 800 GBV, but they didn't run an auto ship. They don't have 150 PBV. Even if these 2 people have 400, you won't rank Ruby because your executive is not commission qualified. So that you would rank executive because you would have 3 400 boxes essentially because this person would be gone. So we talked a lot about the commission qualified, but that's why when you start building multiple rubies and emeralds and diamonds, every single leg head has to be commission qualified. So when it comes for me personally to, oh, okay, go ahead, Amanda. When it comes to me personally, when it comes to me building my distributors, I will not build a distributor, and this is me being completely honest with you, I will not build a distributor who doesn't run an 80 BB auto shipment. Because why would I put 2 distributors under somebody who is risking not being commission qualified? Does that make sense? And that's like a whole lot more work because let's say this person's at 400, this one's at 400, these are at 400, this one didn't run their auto shipment. You either have to put 150 in sales under this person or put your customers under this person to get them commission qualified. So that's not really the most efficient way to use your time or your customers. I would rather get my customers and put 2 under this one, 2 under this one, 2 under this one, 2 under this one, and 2 under this one. I would rather get $500 in fast start bonuses than have to put 6 customers under this person because they decided not to run an 80 BB auto shipment. You guys look confused. Everybody looks confused. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay. Okay. I can only see a few of you, but the few I see gave me a thumbs up. Okay, Renee said yes, Hannah, yes. Okay, perfect. So this is your Ruby chart. Ruby is what you want to teach everybody. Rubies build diamonds. A diamond is 3 rubies. So everything that we do you should be trying to build a ruby every single month underneath you to get yourself promoted. We don't want to build, this probably will answer your question too, Mary Grace. We don't want to build like super wide. Like you don't want to have more than 5 people on your top line that are working. You don't need 6 people on your top line because a bunch of those boxes aren't even going to count towards your charting. Okay, so like you're focusing on somebody who's brand new, they go executive, you want to get them to Ruby. Before you put a 4th person on their top line, you're going to build an executive. Hannah's laughing. I think she built too many on her top line. I'm just kidding, Anna. So, ooh, I just went out of focus. That was weird. Let's see what's in the chat. Okay, Renee said got it. Okay, so we are a business about building deep. So it sounds contradictory because I said you have to hit each in order to get paid on different levels. But if you spread yourself out wide, you're never going to reach Ruby, Emerald, Diamond. So it's really important to understand where to put your people when you get them. And so we can go over that together. If you ever need like one-on-one charting time, let me know. I'm more than happy to Zoom. It only takes about 30 minutes to go through charting with you guys individually. And then I feel like once you do it once or twice, it really becomes a lot easier, that wasn't even English, a lot easier to do it monthly. So you always want to have 2 charts printed out every month. You want to have whatever position you're in now, whether it's distributor, executive, or Ruby, and you want to have where you're going. So let's say you are executive and you want to go Ruby, and you have 3 people on your top line. So you have another distributor here. This distributor is not running an auto shipment. This distributor is, this one's not. So when you get your 4th distributor, you would put it under this person right here because they're the only ones that are officially going to be commission qualified. So just because the box is over here on the right doesn't mean that that can't be changed. You could draw out like a potential map and be like, okay, I'm going to put Jackie here, Sarah here, Cindy here. Well, then Cindy decides that she's going to take off or Sarah is going to take off. You can just switch their names. These aren't like set in stone or anything. So this is Ruby. And yeah, so then the executive like has to be commission qualified. I had all my stuff.
You want me to hold her while you want me to hold it while you want me to hold the baby while you're eating?
Let me mute everybody.
You're just
okay. All right. So then your next rank that you're going to build for is Emerald. And once I go through the steps, I'll see who is on here and we can actually chart you. The next one is Emerald, and Emerald is basically 2 rubies underneath you. So that goes back to building rubies, and 2 qualified legs. So 2 400 boxes, and then 2 rubies underneath you. This is when you add your 4th VT on your top line. And I would actually, honestly, I would fill this position last. I would build 2 rubies and then worry about your qualified legs last because those are easy boxes to fill. These are what's a little bit more challenging, and these are the ones that take more time. So, but you teach your Ruby to sign 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. And then these 3 distributors sign 4 loyal customers and get 3 more distributors. And even though you have 3 distributors here, you just pick the 2 that have 400 and put them in that box, those boxes. And then they could switch around. And then Diamond is 3 rubies. No, yeah, 3 rubies. So it's an Emerald, a Ruby, and 3 qualified legs. So again, you're not going to build your last person until that's the last box left that you have to build. If you follow the steps to success, like if you personally follow the steps to success and your distributors follow it, let's say 1 time, okay? So like you sign up, you do your steps to success, 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. And then you teach your 3 distributors to do 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. By the time you've reached the 3rd level of people completing their steps, you already have 36 distributors. You only need 24 distributors to go Diamond. So it's crucial that the people on your team understand that once they get their 4 customers, that they really need to be focusing on distributors. Distributors are new networks, it's new audiences, it's a whole new, it's a whole new customer base that we're tapping into. So yeah, it's good to keep getting customers, but once you have your first 4, you're never going to keep a customer under you. You don't want to keep a customer under you. You want to move them to your distributors underneath you to help them get to 400 and to help you get fast start bonuses. So just today, when we were on the other Power Hour, I got $400 in fast start bonuses for helping 4 of my distributors get 2 customers. So I would rather do that as an executive. Or I would rather do that than get executive pay. So executive pay is, what is it? $309 a month. I'd rather make $400. So we always say like bank before rank. So you should personally still be trying to enroll customers every single month. But after year 4, your focus really switches to distributors. I always push distributors, and if I get a customer, I'm like, cool, like that's a bonus. Or when I get a distributor, then I get, then I focus on getting 2 customers to help them and to get the fast starts. So any questions on that so far? I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's 46. Okay. Okay. No questions? Okay, so let me see who I have on here. Amanda, yours would probably be easy to go through. Okay, so I'm going to do Amanda Lynn. Or Ashley. I'll do Amanda. Let me see. Let me pull your eSuite up, Amanda, and we're going to chart you. We're just going to chart you to Ruby, just so everybody can see how you actually go in and build a chart. So let me screen share.